In my last video, we made an overview of Tirannwn and what that area can offer us in this league. Today, we're diving into Morytania and see if this swamp region is worth exploring. But before we start, give this video a like, and if you're interested in more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. Alright, let's begin. If you decide to unlock this region, the following quests are automatically completed. With this quest, we unlock the Ectofile with infinite teleports to the Ectofontos, the Inventus Flail, great for killing vampires, and the Draken's Medallion with unlimited teleports to the Theater of Blood. When it comes to achievement diary tasks, for the easy diary task, none of them are auto-completed from the start, meaning we have to complete them all ourselves. For medium tasks, only one is auto-completed, for hard 2, and for lead tasks, also 2. When it comes to notable settlements, in this region we have Bergderot, Canafis, Darkmire, Meyerditch, Morton, Mostly Harmless, Port Phasmatis, Slep, and Virsenaza. For combat-related activities, in this area we have places like the Unton Mine and the Tarn's Lair, the Frankenstein Experiments, Shades of Morton, where we can obtain the Rune Scroll of Swamp Bark and Blood Bark to unlock the ability to craft the Swamp Bark and Blood Bark armor. From here, we also can obtain the Zealot's Robes. We also can slay cave horrors in Mostly Harmless, where we can obtain the Black Mask to create the Slayer Helmet. So we are only able to get the Slayer Helmet if we unlock this region. We also have the Slayer Tower with Slayer monsters like Crawling Hands, Banshees, Infernal Mages, Aberrant Spectres, Bloodvelds, Gargoyles, Nacraels, and Abyssal Demons that drop the Abyssal Whip. All these Slayer monsters offer a great variety of alchables, runes, herbs, and seeds. Also in this tower we can fight the Grotesque Guardians that drop, for example, the Granite Gloves, Granite Ring, Granite Hammer, Granite Maul, and Tourmaline Cord that is used on the Bandos boots to create the Guardian Boot. So, if you want to create this item, you have to also unlock Osgarnia. Also, in Morytania, specifically in Darkmire, we can kill Firewatch Sentinels that drop the Blood Shards. This item can be used in an Amulet of Fury to create the Amulet of Blood Fury. This amulet grants a passive 20% chance to heal 30% of the damage dealt on any hit. And with a right melee relic, this item becomes much more powerful and interesting to use. Also, this year we have Araxites in the Morytania Spider Cave that drop the new Arania boots. These boots have a special web negating mechanic that allows players to pass through webs and avoid some web attacks. So they are great for bosses like Serachnis in Zeia and Verzik in the Theater of Blood. In this cave we can also find the new Slayer boss, Araxor. This boss drops all the 3 pieces of the Noxious Halberd, the Araxite Venom Sac to create the new extended anti-venom potion, and the Araxite Fang that is used on an Amulet of Torture to create the new best-in-slot melee amulet, the Amulet of Rancor. But to make this amulet in this league, you also have to unlock Kandarin to be able to gain access to Zanites to create your torture. We also have Barrows in this region where we can get all Barrows armors. This is great because we can get ranged armor with Karel, magic armor with Arim, and tank upgrades with either Darok, Varrock, Guthans or Torag. In this region we also can fight the Nightmare of Ashihama or the Phosanis Nightmare, which is the solo version of this boss. It drops the Nightmare Staff and the 3 orbs to create the Eldritch, Harmonized or Volatile Nightmare Staff. He also drops the full Inquisitor armor and Inquisitor's Mace, which is a great melee crush upgrade. And finally we have the Theater of Blood. This raid makes this region even more interesting. Here we can obtain the Avernic Defender Hilt, the upgrade to the Dragon Defender, Justiciar armor, Grazi Rapier, Sanguinesti Staff, and Scythe of Vidr. If you're choosing to use melee a lot, this weapon is a must-have in your equipment. And as I mentioned in previous videos, this year from a single raid we can get every single mega rare from the other 2 raids. This means if you unlock only one raid region, you can get every single mega rares from all. This means if we decide to unlock this region, we get the chance of obtaining all 3 best in slot weapons from each combat style, which makes this region even more interesting. Also, in this year's league, TOB and Fossani's Nightmare have the following changes. The damage and defense is increased by 25%, 50% increase hit points on monsters, and unique chance will be further multiplied by 2. Alright, now for skilling and non-combat activities, in this region we have, for agility, the Canopy's rooftop course, the Werewolf agility course, but we need the Ring of KhaiRs to enter this area. So if you don't have this ring, you have to pickpocket Dr. Frankenstein to get it. And also for agility, in this area we have the Hallowed Sepulchre, where we can obtain the Ring of Endurance and the Graceful Outfit Recolor. For farming, we have the Harmony Island Herb Patch and the Port Phasmadas Allotment Patch. For thieving, we have the Varlord Pickpocketing. For mining, we have the Dale Essence Mining, where we can obtain Dale Essence, which when used on runecrafting can give a 50% extra experience per essence. And speaking about runecrafting, we have the True Blood Altar in this region, and if you're worried about getting a blood talisman, don't be. You can get this from the Canopus General Store. And for other notable mentions, we have the Ectofontus Prayer Training and Temple Trekking, where we can obtain herbs like Taromin, Hyrelander or Toad Flags. Here we also can obtain experience tomes where we can use on agility, fire making, fishing, mining, slayer, thieving and woodcutting. And with the EXP multipliers in this league, maybe, who knows, this can be very interesting to explore. For important shops and NPCs, in this region we have the Tanner and Canopys, where we can turn your dragon hides into leather to create the various types of ranged equipment, which can be very useful. We also have Meshna, I don't know how to pronounce this name, which is a low-level Slayer Master. We have Ek Aranu shop that sells bolt rags if you have the Carol crossbow. And another important mention, the Port Phasmatis furnace, which is the closest furnace to a bank in this region. This region is definitely more focused on the melee style of combat. It offers great mid-level upgrades with Barrow's armor, as well as interesting more late-game upgrades like the Noxious Halberd, Inquisitor's armor and mace, and all the Theater of Blood rewards. Given the fact that you also can obtain mega rare items from the other 2 raids, I believe this region will be at the top this year. So with all that in mind, I leave it up to you to decide if Morytania is the right region for you. Alright, that was all the information that I wanted to share with you with this little video. I've summarized the main highlights of this area and I hope it helps you in your decision making. If there's anything you'd like to add, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll keep posting more videos about leagues, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.